From backflips gone bad to slipping and sliding, football celebrations can sometimes take a hilarious turn. These are the top 15 football celebrations that went horribly wrong. Diederrick Joel, a young Cameroonian forward, had a moment he will never forget while playing for Curitiba of the Brazilian League. After scoring his second goal against Sao Paulo, he jumped over the security barriers to celebrate. But instead of landing on solid ground, he fell into the tunnel, covered by a tarp. His excitement quickly turned to embarrassment as he disappeared from view. This hilarious mishap is a funny reminder to always watch where you're going, even when celebrating. Next up is quite bizarre, because why the heck did he hit his head on the dugout? In an amateur match in Italy, a striker from Riolo Terme scored a goal and wanted to celebrate like a superstar, but things took a turn for the worst when he decided to headbutt the dugout. The impact shattered the glass and the striker ended up with a bruised head. To make matters worse, the referee gave him a red card for his reckless behaviour. This celebration fail is a perfect example of why you should think twice before celebrating too wildly. The player was overwhelmed with emotions and felt the best way to express himself was to hurt himself. Next involves one of the fans' favourites taking a tumble. Even the pros can mess up their celebrations. Arjen Robben, the legendary Dutch winger, learned this the hard way. During a match against Eintracht Braunschweig, after scoring he went for the classic knee slide, but the turf at the Allianz Arena was too slick, causing him to tumble and rip his socks. Robben's graceful image took a hit and fans had a good laugh at his expense. Robben did so many of the famous knee slides, but he couldn't always have it his way, could he? Next is a failed somersault exercise that results in an injury. Celebrations can sometimes be dangerous, as Brazilian striker Maurides found out. After scoring a goal for Internacional, he attempted a backflip. Unfortunately, he landed awkwardly and ruptured his knee ligaments. This injury sidelined him for 13 months. It's a sobering reminder that even joyful moments can have a serious consequence. The Brazilian striker Maurides must have cursed his luck here. How ironic that an exciting moment turned into an injurious one. Next is a goalkeeper deciding to count his eggs before they are hatched. Moroccan goalkeeper Khalid Askri thought he had secured the victory for his team by saving a crucial penalty. He walked away from the goal to celebrate, only for the ball to spin back and trickle into the net. Askri's premature celebration turned into a humiliating moment as his team eventually lost the match. Always wait for the play to be over before celebrating. Penalties are always a 50-50 matter, so celebrating early is just weird. But what happens when you almost destroy the league trophy you've just won? After winning the First Division title with Ajax, Daley Blind wanted to get up close and personal with the trophy. But in his excitement, he accidentally knocked it off the plinth. The trophy tumbled to the ground, leaving everyone in shock. Luckily, it wasn't damaged, and Blind laughed it off. Still, it's a good lesson in being careful around valuable items, right? Especially when it is a collective trophy that you and your teammates have just won. Learned your lesson, did you, Daley? Celebrations are permitted, but the longer you celebrate, the more you risk conceding a quick reply goal. That is what happened to K-Stars. Zambian team K-Stars thought they had scored a last-minute winner and started celebrating wildly, including their goalkeeper. But while they were celebrating, their opponents Ferroviario quickly restarted play and scored from the halfway line. The K-Stars players were left in disbelief as their premature celebration cost them the match. This hilarious and also heartbreaking moment teaches us to always play to the whistle. How about what happens when a celebration turns sour when two players go at it? Celebrations can sometimes get heated, even among teammates. After winning the Liga title, Barcelona players Alex Song and Gerard Piqué had a scrap atop the celebration bus. Club captain Carlos Puyol had to step in to break up the argument. While it didn't have lasting repercussions, it was a surprising and awkward moment for the team known for its unity. It was quite awkward and funny when celebrations were ongoing and a player toppled off the vehicle. Securing promotion to the Premier League is always a moment to cherish. But for Stuart McCall, it also became a moment of embarrassment. After Bradford City's promotion in 1999, a celebratory Stuart climbed on top of a car, but in his excitement, he slipped and fell onto the concrete below. Thankfully, he wasn't seriously hurt, and the incident became a memorable part of the celebration. Unlike in Ajax's case, where it was an almost situation, Chelsea literally broke an important trophy. After Chelsea won the Champions League in 2012, 3 members of staff made an after-hours visit to see the trophy, but their excitement led to a disaster as they accidentally broke one of the handles. A silversmith had to be called in to repair the damage before anyone noticed. This incident shows that sometimes even the biggest triumphs can sometimes come with unexpected blunders. From Chelsea staff to a goalkeeper, trophy fails are quite hilarious. During Ajax's title celebrations in 2011, goalkeeper Maarten Stekelenburg was entrusted with holding the First Division trophy on the team bus. But a momentary lapse in grip caused the trophy to slip and fall under the bus behind them. The irony of a goalkeeper dropping something so important wasn't lost on the fans, who had a good laugh at his expense. Yet another trophy fail. This time it was from the sergeant himself, Sergio Ramos. Real Madrid's Sergio Ramos had a moment of infamy in 2011 after winning the Copa del Rey. While celebrating on the team bus, he accidentally dropped the trophy off the top deck. It fell under the wheels of the bus, getting crushed in the process. Despite Ramos's assurances the trophy was okay, it clearly wasn't. This mishap remains one of the most famous fails in football history. Emmanuel Adebayor had his lengthy problems with Arsenal, but it cost him something this time. Emmanuel Adebayor once scored against his former team Arsenal and ran the entire length of the pitch to celebrate in front of their fans. But he was so tired from the long run, he had to stop and catch his breath. It was both funny and controversial, as Adebayor's taunting celebration drew criticism and laughter in equal measure. Yeah, it did cost him his energy, but what happens when a football player has acrobatic skills and he fails spectacularly in implementing them? Robbie Keane loved doing cartwheels after scoring, but one time he landed badly and stumbled. It was a reminder that even athletes can mess up their gymnastics sometimes. Robbie Keane's goal celebrations often included acrobatic cartwheels followed by a forward roll. While usually executed flawlessly, one particular occasion didn't go as planned. After scoring a vital goal, Keane began his cartwheel but lost his balance mid-air, resulting in a clumsy landing. He stumbled awkwardly before managing to stand up straight, looking more like a gymnast having a bad day than a footballer celebrating. The fans laughed and Keane's sheepish grin showed he could take the mishap in stride. It was a light-hearted moment that reminded everyone that even seasoned athletes can have their days off. From Robbie Keane, we go to Jimmy Bullard mimicking his coach. Jimmy Bullard once celebrated a goal by mimicking his manager's team talk. He sat his teammates down and pretended to give them a stern lecture. It was funny and creative, but also a bit embarrassing. Jimmy Bullard's goal celebration is one of the most creative and humorous in football history. After scoring, Bullard gathered his teammates, sat them down in a circle, and began mimicking his manager's animated team talk from a previous game. The impromptu skit was a playful jab at his manager's style, and had both the players and the fans in stitches. The celebration was a huge hit, showcasing Bullard's sense of humour and creativity. However, it also had an element of risk, as mocking a manager can sometimes backfire. Fortunately, everyone took it in good spirits, making it a memorable moment for all. Keep an eye out for those celebrations, you never know what might happen. If you enjoyed this video, do well to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel. Until next time, celebrate your goals safely please.